I ain't yours to take. I choose my worth.
The words left Adanna's mouth steady, but her heart was pounding like the village drums behind her.
It was the night of the moonlight dance. The village square glowed under oil lamps. Smoke from roasting goat meat curled into the humid air. The red earth felt warm beneath her feet. Young men circled the fire, their laughter sharp, their movements bold. Women sat in clusters, whispering behind folded wrappers. And in the center of their attention stood Adanna. Before her was Obinna, broad-shouldered, admired, feared a little. He had the confidence of a man who had never been told no. "You speak big words," Obinna said, stepping closer so only she could smell the palm wine on his breath. "But every girl bends eventually. Why must you be different?" The drum slowed, as though listening. Adanna's throat tightened. She felt every eye on her skin. She felt the weight of expectation, some curious, some mocking, some almost hoping she would fail. Inside her mind, two voices battled. "Don't embarrass him. Don't look proud. Don't stand out too much." But another voice, quiet and firm, rose stronger. "If you bend where you should stand, you will crawl where you should walk." She lifted her chin. "I am different because I choose to be," she said. "My body is not a challenge for you to conquer. It is a promise I will keep." A murmur spread through the crowd. Obinna laughed, but it carried irritation. "You think virginity is a crown? The city will teach you otherwise." "Then let the city try," she replied. That was the moment her story truly began. Adanna was the only daughter of Mama Ifenanya, a widow trader who sold tomatoes and peppers in Umua's dusty market. Their home was modest, mud walls patched carefully each rainy season, a zinc roof that sang loudly during storms. Every morning before sunrise, Adanna fetched water from the stream. The cold water bit her fingers. She balanced the heavy bucket on her head with grace learned from childhood. After sweeping the compound, she helped her mother arrange vegetables in neat pyramids. While other girls giggled about secret meetings by the river, Adanna carried books everywhere. "Education is your first husband," her mother would say. "Let it protect you until the right one comes." But protection was not always simple. When Adanna turned 17, a local trader named Chief Emeka began sending gifts, wrappers, sandals, bags of rice. "He has noticed you," neighbors whispered excitedly. "You are blessed. Blessed." But Chief Emeka was older than her father would have been. His eyes lingered too long when he visited. One afternoon, he came while her mother was away. "I will take care of you," he said, placing an envelope on the wooden table. "You won't have to struggle like your mother." Her stomach knotted. The envelope was thick. "If I take this," she asked carefully, "what will you take in return?" He smiled slowly. "You are a smart girl." She pushed the envelope back. "I prefer to struggle with dignity than rest in regret." He left angry. The gift stopped. The whispers increased. "She is too proud. She will regret rejecting security." Adanna cried that night. Not because she doubted her decision, but because she understood the cost of it. Loneliness. Still, she studied harder. When her admission letter arrived, University of Lagos, Finance Department, her mother wept with joy. The village buzzed again. "No girl from here goes to Lagos and returns untouched," someone predicted confidently. Adanna packed her clothes in a single box. Before boarding the bus, she stood by the mango tree where she had studied for years. "I will not lose myself," she whispered to the wind. Lagos was overwhelming. The air smelled of fuel and ambition. Buses roared endlessly. The city never slept. Her roommate, Amoka, was bored and worldly. "You're serious about this virgin thing?" Amoka asked one night, applying lipstick before heading to a party. "Men here invest where they expect returns." "I am not an investment plan," Adanna replied gently. University life tested her in subtle ways. There was stunned, charming and attentive, who walked her to class daily. He spoke about dreams and future plans. "I respect you," he would say, holding her hand carefully. But one evening, in his off-campus apartment, the atmosphere changed. The music softened. The lights dimmed. "You trust me, don't you?" he asked. Her heart pounded. She did trust him, or thought she did. Trust should not demand proof through surrender, she reminded herself. "I trust you enough to leave now," she said, standing up. His disappointment quickly turned to frustration. "You think you're better than everyone?" "No," she answered softly. "I just know what I want." The relationship ended that night. It hurt deeply. She had imagined a future with him. For days she questioned herself. Am I too rigid? Will any man accept this boundary? But every time doubt crept in, she remembered the village square, the laughter, the challenge. Her resistance was not about fear of intimacy. It was about timing and respect. The most intense conflict came during her final year internship. Her supervisor, Mr. Adeyemi, praised her performance repeatedly. "You are exceptional," he told her during evaluation week. "I could secure your employment before graduation." Hope bloomed in her chest. One evening, he asked her to stay late to review documents. The office was nearly empty. The hum of the air conditioner felt louder than usual. He stood close behind her chair. "You know," he murmured, "many graduates would do anything for this opportunity." Her body stiffened. He placed his hand lightly on her shoulder. Fear flooded her veins. This is it, she thought. This is the test everyone predicted. If I refuse, I may lose my career. If I accept, I lose myself. Her voice trembled but remained clear. I prefer a slower success to a corrupted one. She gathered her bag and walked out. That night she broke down fully. The weight of constant resistance felt exhausting. But something powerful followed the tears. Strength. She applied to multiple firms independently. Attended interviews with confidence and through struggle. 2 months later, she received an offer from a respected financial consultancy firm, purely based on merit. She called her mother immediately. You see, Mama Ifeanyi said proudly. What is planted with honor grows with honor. Years passed. Adanna worked diligently. She saved wisely. She invested carefully. Promotions followed. She mentored younger female interns, warning them gently about hidden traps disguised as shortcuts. Then she met Chinedu. Not at a party. Not through manipulation. But during a professional conference where she delivered a presentation on ethical financial growth. Afterward, he approached her calmly. You speak like someone who has fought for every word, he said. I have, she replied. Their conversations unfolded naturally. No pressure. No rushed intimacy. He admired her boundaries rather than challenging them. One evening, as they sat overlooking the Lagos Lagoon, he asked, "Was it difficult, waiting?" She smiled thoughtfully. "Yes. But difficulty builds muscle. I wanted my first years to be sacred, not negotiated." He nodded. "I don't want to conquer you," he said quietly. "I want to build with you." Peace settled between them. The kind she had never felt in moments of pressure. When he proposed, he involved both families. He traveled to Umua formally, carrying kola nuts and respect. The wedding took place under the same iroko tree where Obinna once tried to shame her. The drums beat again, not as temptation, but celebration. Women who once whispered now ululated proudly. As her mother adjusted her veil, tears filled both their eyes. "You fought battles nobody saw," Mama Ifinanya whispered. Today, the victory is visible. Adanna looked around the village square, at the red earth, the mango tree, the faces of girls watching her. She understood something deeply. Her story was never just about virginity. It was about ownership, about boundaries, about refusing to let opportunity be tied to surrender. Obinna stood at the edge of the crowd, older now, quieter. He nodded respectfully when their eyes met. She smiled gently, not in pride, but in peace. Years later, Adanna established a foundation for girls in rural communities. She funded scholarships, hosted mentorship programs, and spoke openly about pressure, not just sexual pressure, but societal pressure to compromise values for quick gain. "Your body is not a bargaining chip," she would tell them. "Your patience is not weakness. Your discipline is power." The girls listened, wide-eyed. Because in every generation, the drums will beat again. There will always be someone asking, "Why must you be different? Why can't you bend? Why wait?" And somewhere, another young girl will lift her chin and say, "I am not a fruit for impatient hands. I am a seed growing in my own season." And that is how legacies begin. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to this channel for more storytelling content.